All right. Okay, I believe we're live now. We're live. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, wherever you're joining me from anywhere in the world. Good afternoon. We are live. So, I'm going to start by saying a very big congratulations to those of you that will watch this live. Okay, either those of you that are watching now or those of you that would join me later. Okay, let me say congratulations to all of you. And you're going to get the reasons why I'm saying congratulations very soon. All right. Um, I want to welcome you. It's going to be a very amazing time. It's going to be an amazing period today. All right. Now, I like to say that it's great to be going live with you again. It's been a while that we did this. So I'm pumped and I'm glad that I'm here again today to talk to you guys to help you in any way, in any shape or form. Trust me, this session is packed. Okay, we're talking about a very important topic, especially for people trying to start careers in cybersecurity. Okay, so if you want to start career in cybersecurity, you are in cybersecurity already, but it's been difficult for you to move up the ladder, or you are in one field already and you want to get into cybersecurity. Our topic today is 3 reasons you can't get into cybersecurity. Okay? Yes. We're looking at 3 reasons why you're finding it so difficult to break into this amazing field of cybersecurity. Okay? I'm so excited about this topic. Okay, but I want you to do something for me. I want you to please drop a hello in the chat and let me know where you're joining me from. Okay, drop a hello in the chat box and let me know where you're joining from. I'm looking at the comment section on my streaming platform now. I want to know where you guys are joining from. So just put hello in the chat box so I know where you're joining from. Okay, and I'm going to read out. Congratulations to all of us. Ify, okay. Fatcom Entertainment, hello. Where just type where you're joining from. Are you joining from Nigeria, from Toronto, from the US? You can also put your state. Joseph Hani, hello to you as well. Hello to all of you, wherever you're joining from. Hello to all of you. I see a lot of people joining from Instagram. There's Dotun Pixel from Lagos, Nigeria. There is Lucy's Design. Hello, I see you. Miss Debbie, hello from Nigeria. Mai from Cyprus, hello. There's Buki as well from Nigeria, Enugu to be precise. And there's Idris from Cincinnati, Ohio. Hello, Idris. There's Babatunde from Philadelphia. Hey, Timmy as well from Nigeria. Mochivios from Austin, Texas. Hello. Austin is typically like less than 3 hours drive from where I am right now. Edward is from Toronto. Hello, Edward. And Wiley, someone is from Wiley, Erasmus. You're not too far from me. You're from Wiley. That's good. Welcome. I am Orbis from Illinois. Thank you for joining. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations. Its Prince is also joining from Calabar, the city of Calabar in Nigeria. Toyin from Maryland, welcome. Congratulations to you guys for joining this call. I'm not going to waste your time. Trust me on this, okay? I'm not going to waste your time. And I see those responses coming in. Let's keep them coming. So, guys, this topic is something I've been a little bit obsessed with for a while. And you might ask me why. Okay, it's simply because week in, week out, I hear countless stories from some of you guys. My DMs are full of questions. And I know there must be a time when I can answer all those questions. So I know a lot of you have moments where you're like, I am following every step I can find in the book, applying for jobs the way they say I should apply. Then why is this not working? We all have that question. I've been getting that a lot in my DM. And if that has been your experience, I am not exaggerating when I say that this might be the most valuable 45 minutes of your time this year. Of course, we're in the month of May. This might be a very important, a valuable 45 minutes of your time this year. Okay. And like I said, I'm not going to waste your time because I want to be done here very quickly. There are still some things I want to tidy at work. So let's quickly go over what you're going to get in this session. First, I'll be talking about the three actual barriers, three of them, that are keeping you out of cybersecurity. Okay. And this is not the usual technical experience you hear about. This is not that. We all know the problem is deeper than that, correct? We all know, right? I'm talking about hidden obstacles that nobody mentions. Okay. And after that, I'll be showing you the insider strategies from almost my 10 years of experience that has helped me, okay, helped a lot of my students land cybersecurity jobs, including people with absolutely zero technical experience, zero technical background, zero certifications. Okay. And right after that, we'll look at the exact psychological shift. And this shift separate those who break in, okay, from those who stay stuck in that application hell. That's what I call it. It's an application hell. And for those of you in Nigeria, those of you that joined from Nigeria, if you still have the plan to travel abroad, this is not a waste of time. It is something that you need to know so you can prepare yourself, okay? And after that, which is the final one, finally, I will share with you today specific tactical moves that you can implement today, like today. And these moves will put you miles ahead of everyone else that are fighting for these positions. Okay. And if you're ready for this exciting information I'm going to share with you, type let's go in the chat box. Type let's go in the chat box. And you can also do well to share with your friends, those who you know want to get into cybersecurity, but they don't know how. You can share with them, okay? So come on, guys, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Fantastic. I love that. I can feel the energy already. Even in my office, I can feel the energy. Okay, so all these things I'll be sharing with you today are just a few of the strategies I use to help my student land jobs. Just a few of them. When I was putting the notes for this live session together, I had to put a note together. You know why? Because I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to be just talking from my head and waste your time. So I had to put a note together, right? One of my team members had to ask if we're charging for this session. I said, no, it's all free. I'm not charging for it. All I want is for as many people as possible to benefit from this and also change their own lives. If one person's life changed because of today, I've done my job. Okay. See, minimum wage can only bring minimum change to your life. Did you get that? Minimum wage can only bring minimum change to your life. It's not going to do much. So if your dream is to live a life without financial worries, and actually make an impact in the life of those that you care about, you need a career that can fund that dream. It's not you can't be making $30,000 a year and want to live a life that can fund the dream to make impact, take care of your family, take care of your children. It's almost practically impossible in today's economy. Just last week, my student named Babatunde, used to be a project coordinator with no IT background. This strategy that I want to teach you, he used these exact strategies and landed a $158,000 security role after just a few interviews. That was just last week. If you look at my Instagram, it is possible that my team have posted that his testimonial. Okay, this guy got $158,000 job just last week. Okay, and this week, before that, right? Before that last week, you already had 2 students that land jobs paying well over $100,000. See, guys, these things are happening. People are getting those roles that you read about online. How are they doing it? That's the question you should be asking. And that's what I'm about to teach you. That's what you're about to find out. Okay. Now, before we get all serious, now will be a good time for you to grab a pen and a notepad. Okay. I don't want you to assume that you remember everything after now. Okay. You most likely won't remember. There's a limit to what your brain can store. Okay. So grab a pen, grab a notepad. All right. So I want you to listen closely, take notes, and make up your mind to act. See, there's really no point to information you get that you sit on. Hmm? You sit on a paper that is not transforming your life. Like, what's the point? In fact, this 45 minutes would have been a total waste of your time and my time. And that's not fair on either of us. So I need you to please get a pen, get a notepad, and if you're going to use your iPhone or your iPad, please take notes. Okay. Now, before we dive in, I would like to quickly take a quick poll. This is just to help me know, a little bit about you, about all of you that are on this call joining me. So I want you to go to the chat box right now and type 1 if you have applied to jobs with no callbacks before, right? Type 1, just 1. If you have applied to any jobs before, especially in cybersecurity, and you didn't hear anything back, please type 1. Okay. Now, if you're still trying to figure out where to start, like you've not applied at all, you're trying to figure out where to start, type 2. Just 2, just type 2. And you will type 3 if you feel stuck in interview hell. Like you've been interviewing and you're not getting jobs. Like you're stuck in this interview. Type 3. Okay. 1 is if you've not been getting call back. 2 is if you've not started at all. 3 is if you're stuck in that interview hell. I see a lot of 1. So that means a lot of you. I see some 2s as well. So that means a lot of you've been trying to start, you're feeling stuck in interview hell, and you're even not getting callbacks. And this is exactly why we're here. We need to have this conversation, okay? If you have been at the same spot for months trying to land jobs without success, you definitely have a lot of questions. That's the truth. For example, when you go online to maybe research why you can't land a job, you see things like lack of IT skills, lack of relevant experience, or even lack of certification, which are all, in my opinion, they're all valid reasons. They're very valid. Okay. However, there are some of you who have, you have all these things that they mention online, but you still can't secure an interview. So I'll be addressing all of these one at a time. But first, you need to know that the barriers to cybersecurity are not technical. I know a lot of you won't agree with that. They are not technical. The barriers, they're not. Okay? They are social, psychological, and strategic. Okay? They are not technical at all. Your barrier to cybersecurity are not technical. Your barriers, they are not. They are social, they're psychological, and they're strategic. Okay? And ask me, why did I say that? If people without IT experience or previous work experience are landing these jobs, then there has to be something that they're doing differently. Okay? And I think that's the only thing that should interest you. And that's what we're about to find out. What they are doing that you have not been doing. Okay? For me to know, because I need to know I have your full attention, because it's about to get serious now. What I've done since is preamble. Now we're about to get serious. Guys, go to the chat box and type level up. Type level up in the chat box. So I know you're still with me. Okay. And I like to see more of that. Good. Let's go. Type level up. So let's talk about barrier number 1. Are you ready for it? Barrier number 1. You're learning the wrong skills, but it's not your fault. You're learning the wrong skills, but it's not your fault. Yes, you're surprised. The first thing keeping you out of cybersecurity is that you're learning skills that, they look impressive, but they don't actually get you hired. Okay. In fact, most people dealing with this barrier are not even aware that this is a problem. You see, that's the shocking thing. They don't even know. I've seen people join my program, and when we ask them, how long have you been at this? Some say a year, some say 18 months, right? And even more. Some say I've been doing it for 19 months, 20 months. Some say 2 years. So what have you been doing in all that time? Some will say that they've been earning certifications, CompTIA A plus, Network plus, Security plus. They take all the plus, plus, plus. Some even take some advanced courses that they have no business with. Yeah, I know you're surprised. At the end of the day, their resumes are stacked with technical skills, yet there's no substance, like literally zero substance. In that same amount of time, some say they've applied to 500 plus jobs. Nobody called them back. Meanwhile, we have people already in the program, right? In my program, some are former teachers, sales managers, accountants, and several, right? And within a few months, they secure jobs. And there you are. You've been doing this for 12 months, 18 months, 2 years. No jobs, no callback. Now, what was the difference? The problem here is simply that when you are on the outside looking in the picture, right, it's totally different. All right. When you're on the outside, what you're looking at, when you're on the outside, right, you are looking in the picture, it's totally different. So the strategies that you think will work will most likely not work. And that's why it's not been going on well as you want it. See, guys, in cybersecurity, the skills that get you hired, they're not the same as the skills that get you good at the job. I need you to understand that the skills you need to get the job, they're not the same as the skills you need to get good at the job. It's like dating apps. I believe all of you, let me not say all of you, some of you have used dating apps before. I've done it before. I've used dating apps before, right? Having a six-pack or a pretty face might get you more matches. People might notice you, right? But it's emotional intelligence that gets you a relationship and it keeps going. All right? That is what keeps you going. Guys, give me a minute. Let me try and sort this out. So, I want you to think of it this way. If cybersecurity were a restaurant, think of this, guys. If cybersecurity were a restaurant, most training programs and courses are teaching you how to be a 5-star chef, right? When most companies, what they just need, they need reliable servers and managers who understand the menu that they're serving. I'm not sure you understand that, and I'm going to say it again. If cybersecurity were a restaurant, right? Cybersecurity were a restaurant, and a lot of courses that we have today, what they are basically teaching you is how to be a world-star chef, how to cook the best meal, how to know like the best meal to cook, how to know the best ingredient, the best recipe, and all that. And the only thing that companies are looking for is they just need you to know how to serve good food, reliable server. That's all they need, right? That's all they need. Now, what does this mean? 70% of entry-level cybersecurity roles are more about communication. I'm going to say this again. 70% of entry-level roles are more about communication. They are more about documentation and also processes than the hardcore technical skills that everybody thinks about. Okay, so this is the point where I ask you, what is that one technical skill you've been focusing on? Because I know some of you have actually been focusing on technical skills. I want you to drop it in the chat box. What is that one technical skill you've been focusing on, which is not actually serving you? Okay. So these are all valuable. All these technical skills that you guys are writing, they're all valuable eventually, but they are not what gets your foot in the door. Okay. And after almost 10 years in the industry and after hiring dozens of people, here is what I actually look for in entry-level candidates. Okay. And I believe most hiring managers will say the same. Now, I believe you are really interested to know what are those four things that we look for when we hire candidates for entry level in cybersecurity. Four things. Number one, can you clearly document incidents? Number two, do you understand basic security concept, right? Even if you don't have deep technical knowledge, but this basic security concept, do you understand those concepts? Even if you don't have the deep technical knowledge that everybody is looking for. Number three, can you follow established protocols without trying to change the wheel unnecessarily? Can you follow the protocols that have been established? And finally, number four, and we ask you for help, right? Will you ask for help instead of you making things worse? There are people that because they want to show themselves, they don't ask for help. Look, guys, the hardest part of cybersecurity isn't the technology. It's getting humans to care about security and also follow basic protocols. That's the hardest part. Human beings are the hardest to lead. So what should you focus on instead? Instead of all the certifications, the mass, the plus, the technical, spending a year, 2 years, 3 years doing all that. What should you focus on? Number one, you need to master security fundamentals. Okay, not the technical depth right now. Okay, you can get security plus or the free ISC2 certified in cybersecurity certification. You can get that as well. These two, they will teach you the language and concept without requiring any deep technical knowledge. Okay. Number two, practice explaining complex ideas simply. All right. This is why so many teachers and people from customer service excel in security. Teachers, customer service, they excel in cybersecurity. It's because of this one reason. Because they can translate technical concept for normal humans. People who don't understand anything technical. All right. I was still telling one of my team members the other day that you have to explain the report from your task in terms I can understand. You are an accountant and you are explaining these things to me as though we went to finance school together, as though we went to MBA school together. No, you've got to explain in a language that I can understand. All right. So that is one thing that makes a difference. It's the same thing for you looking to start your career right now. You are the professional. You know all the jargon. A business leader most likely doesn't. They don't understand all that. So if you can demonstrate that you have this skill, you are halfway in the game already. Okay? Then number three, you want to learn one system, learn it well instead of many that you learn poorly. Let me take that again. One system, learn it very well instead of you learning so many of them and you learn those ones very poorly. Be very good at one system. That's what it means. And I see this a lot. There's this temptation that we all have to want to learn so many things. All right. When they see you, they would know that you're an expert. But no, you're not an expert. You're not, because you don't have the experience. So focus on one. All you need at this level is to be good at one tool. Focus on tools like either Windows or Linux security basics, not both of them. Okay? Companies need specialists, not half-trained generalists. You look at your LinkedIn and you see compliance analyst, security analyst, risk management analyst. They're not going to hire you. You're everywhere. Focus on one. See, I once interviewed two candidates for a SOC analyst role. Candidate A had every certification under the sun, but this guy couldn't explain a simple security concept without all the technical jargon. He couldn't. And there's a way it put people off when they know that you are overdoing something just to impress them. They don't like it. Hiring managers hate it. You see, people that want to interview you, they pretty much don't know those things that you're talking about. They just want to know if you're a good fit for the team. And you went about talking about technical jargons. You're so deep because you want to impress them. It most likely won't end the way you want it to go. It won't. Now, the other guy, candidate B, now, this guy was a former retail manager. Clearly explained how she would handle a phishing incident based on her experience handling customer complaint. Now, guess who I gave the job? The former retail manager. She got the job. It almost always ends like that. And can I tell you something crazy? Can I tell you something crazy, guys? The most successful career switchers I've worked with, they spend about 6% of their preparation time on communication skills and 40% on technical skills. Now, let me be clear here. When I say communication skills, I'm not talking about accent. You can hear from me, I've got Nigerian accent, correct? I'm not talking about working on your accent to sound American or sound British. No. You've got to be able to clearly articulate your thoughts in a way that someone who does not understand technical things would get what you're saying. Yet, most people do the exact opposite. They don't focus on communication. It's like you're trying to win a basketball game by the only thing you're practicing free throws, but you're never learning the actual rules on how to play with a team. If all you can do is just play free throws, right, without playing with a team, you will lose. In fact, they're not going to pick you to join the team. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I've not lost you. Please drop a thumbs up emoji if this is making sense to you. Drop a thumbs up just for me to know that you're getting it. Okay, great. I see those thumbs up. Let's keep them coming. And we're going to go to barrier number 2 now. Okay, we'll go to barrier number 2. The second barrier is what I call the experience trap. Did you guys hear that? If you understand what I'm saying, you can type it in the chat box. The experience trap. Feeling stuck because every job wants experience, but you can't get experience without a job, right? Isn't it funny? A friend was telling me that when he was trying to get into cybersecurity, he was seeing some jobs they were asking for 10 years of experience, and the job was entry level. And the guy was telling me, how do you want entry level to have 10 years of experience? It's madness, right? But I remember a colleague I once worked with who was trying to switch jobs, right? One particular week, he applied to 60 plus jobs, and every single time he got a rejection. The worst part is, no matter how hard you try to shake it off, each rejection hurts. It hurts so deeply. But let me tell you something I have discovered over time. Job descriptions in cybersecurity are mostly fictional. Hey, I hope you caught that. Let me say it again. Job descriptions in cybersecurity, they are mostly fictional. They are like movie trailers for horror films. The actual movie is never as intense as the trailer makes it seem. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. Have you seen horror movie where you're looking at the trailer of that movie and it's so intense, it's so powerful that you're telling your friends, your spouse, like, whoo, I can't wait to see that movie. And then you get there and then you're seeing that this is not actually what I saw. Because the trailers are usually very intense. They want to drag you, suck you to come watch the movie. Okay? So it's the same thing in cybersecurity. So when a job posting says 3 to 5 years experience for an entry-level role, it's the equivalent of a restaurant saying world famous on the sign. When you see a restaurant and they type world famous, it's mostly an aspirational marketing thing, not reality. So when you see 3 to 5 years of experience, don't let that scare you. In fact, most security teams are so understaffed that they are secretly desperate for anyone who can contribute right away, regardless of formal experience. Regardless of formal experience. See, the problem is they don't know how to verify that you can contribute without seeing prior work experience. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, imagine yourself now, you have a security team, right? And you have a problem. You need somebody to join your team. How do you verify that they can help? How do you verify that they can contribute without seeing their prior work experience? That is what is going on. And this is what creates your hidden backdoor into the industry, okay? This is it. Your ability, guys, take note of this very well. Your ability to demonstrate capability through unconventional experience. Because you don't have the conventional experience. So how do you demonstrate your experience in an unconventional manner? That's the most important thing that you've got to figure out. And I will tell you how to do it. Now, let me tell you about Aisha, a former bank teller, no tech background, no tech experience. Now, instead of just applying to jobs, you know what she did? She documented a risk assessment of her local gym's website. She belongs to a gym, so she went to their website. She documented a security risk assessment of that website. She created a spreadsheet that was tracking major data breaches of 2024 and with the lessons that she learned from those breaches and how they took care of them. And then the third thing she did was she volunteered to document security procedures for a local nonprofit. Did you get that? She volunteered to document, like, your security procedures, let me help you document them. She never touched a line of code or did anything technically complex. Nothing of such. So to my friends that joined from Austin, to my guys that joined from Nigeria, you don't have to wait till you get experience. Try and get into people you can help. It's as simple as that. Try and get organizations you can help. It could be not for profit. It could be your church, right? How does your church manage their website? How do they manage their cybersecurity stuff? Do all those things. Those are your ways of demonstrating your experience, okay? But for Aisha, when we got her an interview for a GRC role, she had 3 real projects to discuss. 3. She got hired at $105,000. 105, guys. While people with more technical knowledge but lesser initiative were overlooked. So what I'm trying to say to you is experience doesn't have to be paid or professional to count. You don't have to have paid experience or professional one for it to count. So I believe the question you might have now is, how do you get this kind of experience? I'll give you 3 ways. 3. How do you get this experience? Number 1, this is through the documentation hack. Okay, so don't be fooled, guys. Security teams are drowning in documentation needs. You see those people we call the professionals, right? They are not interested in tasks like this. Documentation, they're not. They would rather do something else that makes them look important. So this is where you take advantage. And how do you take advantage and get noticed? It's very simple. Create clear procedures. Clear procedures, incident response plan, or policy document for fictional scenarios or volunteer organizations. It doesn't even have to be real. It could be fictional scenarios. It could be organizations that you volunteer to. What this does is it shows critical thinking and communication, which matters more than technical skills. So your ability to effectively demonstrate that you can pick up tasks that others are avoiding is an advantage that you should not stop doing. Don't stop. You have to stop overlooking that today. And if you want to find, I believe all of you on this call, you understand AI. You understand ChatGPT. What's the other one? Gemini, Perplexity or something like that. You can use them to write your report. Okay. Number two, use the vulnerability show and tell hack. Okay. Use free tools like OAuth Zap to run basic scan or on a personal website. Just run a basic scan on a personal website. Or even if it is your friend, right? But you want to get their permission before you do that. And after you do that, after you run that scan, document your findings and the remediation steps professionally. If you don't know how to do it, ask ChatGPT to help you. How do you document this thing professionally? This shows process, it shows methodology without requiring any deep technical skills. Okay. And last but not the least is the risk assessment magic. See, guys, if you're not landing jobs and you think you've tried everything, I can tell you for free that you have been trying the wrong things. See, I remember last year, I made several YouTube videos talking about how risk assessment can change your career game. I'm not sure how many of you are subscribed to the channel, but if you're not, you are missing a lot. But if you're subscribed and you're still not using that information that I share on that platform, you need to change, okay? It is because of you that I do a lot of research and put out valuable content, all right? But I digress. So, how can you use a risk assessment? All you need to do is create a risk assessment report for everyday scenarios. Your apartment building security, a small business password practices, or even a public Wi-Fi setup. As simple as it sounds, this simple action demonstrates business thinking that technical folks often do not have. Okay? So that I know that I've not just been speaking to a basket like my people from West Africa would say, which of these three methods sound most doable to you? You can type 1, 2, or 3. Which of these three methods sound doable? Is it the documentation hack, or the vulnerability show and tell, or the risk assessment magic, right? Which one is doable to you? Which one sounds most doable? Which one do you think you're going to do? Type 1, 2, or 3. Cool. Now, see, the most important thing is don't just say you will do it. Make sure you do it. It does work. Okay. See, most hiring managers spend less than 15 seconds looking at your resume. What did I say? 15 seconds. In fact, report has shown that they spend 7 seconds to look at your resume. Yes. But do you know that these same managers, they will spend 5+ minutes reviewing a portfolio project if it is well presented, right? A portfolio project that you worked on, they will spend at least 5-10 minutes looking at it if you present it well. But just give them a resume, max 7 seconds, because they have a lot of resume to look at. So sometimes you just have to go beyond the basics, okay? It's like dating. A good conversation beats a perfect profile pic every time. You can have a perfect profile picture on your dating app. A good conversation beats that any day, anytime. Let me give you an example of one of my students, right? A former salesperson created a simple security awareness guide for coffee shops. That one project got him more interviews than his resume ever did. That one project. 3 weeks after that, he had a $90,000 offer. So pick one of these tasks and make sure you complete it, okay? But I need to warn you, even with these skills and experience, there's still the third barrier, the third one that keep most people out of cybersecurity. The third and most powerful barrier in cybersecurity is not technical at all. It's what I call the invisible door phenomenon. Let me say that again. The invisible door phenomenon. I know my people from Nigeria, they'll be like, what's Tolu talking about? Is it village people? No. For my friends who are not Nigerians, there's something we call village people, right? You might not understand that. If you have a Nigerian friend, tell them to explain to you what we call, or those who we call village people. This is not that. This is not village people. The invisible door, all right? Now, let me ask you, have you ever been to an exclusive restaurant or club with a hidden entrance, right? No sign, just a door. Just a door. You won't even give a second look that only insiders know about that door. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? It's an exclusive club. It's an exclusive restaurant. There's no sign. You can't see anything on the door that says this is the restaurant. It is only those who know. Only insiders. That's what I'm talking about. That's the invisible door. Okay. So if you've been to a restaurant like that, let me see in the chat box. Have you been to any restaurant like that? Have you been to any restaurant like that? Okay, Edward said, yeah. Okay, I think you've been to a restaurant like that. I've been to a restaurant like that. Also, when I was in Nigeria last year, I went to a club like that as well. That is the same thing. That club exists and it's exclusive. You won't know that that club is there, you know. So that's exactly how hiring works in cybersecurity. See, according to multiple studies, between 70 to 85% of all cybersecurity jobs, they are filled through referrals and they are never publicly posted. Guys, let that sink in, please. Let that sink in. See all the jobs you're seeing online, you are applying to the 15 to 30% of jobs that everyone else is fighting for. I believe you guys know this. Do you know that right now, there are over 3.5 million cybersecurity jobs in the world that is vacant? Why are you not seeing it everywhere? Invisible doors. See, while most positions are filled through conversations that they happen at meetups or in Slack channels and even in LinkedIn DMs. Let me tell you guys a story quickly. My time is almost up. Let me tell you a quick story. When I was building our security team at my former company, we hired 8 people, right? Do you want to know how many came through? How many came through formal applications? Like the way you apply with resume? Only one. Only one. The rest of these guys that we hired, they came through a question that someone asked in a LinkedIn comment. That's how we got to know that person. Another person that was helpful in a Discord server. Okay. That guy belonged to a Discord group and he was very helpful there. Someone's former colleague from a retail with no technical experience. But because he's a former colleague of the guy that we're together. Okay. And then there's someone who sent me a thoughtful message after a conference talk. That's how we got those people, and so on. None of them had perfect technical qualifications. All they did was to show initiative. They have great communication skills, and they demonstrated genuine interest. Okay. Now, if you've been kind of focusing primarily on job applications, I want you to drop the word "me" in the chat box. Let me know if all you have been focusing on before getting to know this information is job applications, submitting your resume, doing all that. Type "me" in the chat box. Let me know. Maybe I have people that used to be like me here. Type "me" in the chat box. That's good. I see that. So that means I'm speaking to the right people. I have a lot of people like me. That's good. I've done that a lot. OSIBs, yeah, same here. So I know what you're talking about. So the question is, okay, Tolulope, you've spoken about these invisible doors. How do you find these invisible doors? How? 3 strategies have worked for most of my successful students. 3 strategies. 3. Are you ready? Remember I told you when we started to get your notepad and pen. This is why. Now, top of my list is 10 by 1 strategy. Did you get that? 10 by 1 strategy. Instead of sending 100 generic applications, guys, listen to this very carefully. Instead of sending 100 generic applications, don't do that. Identify 10 companies that you want to work for, and then find one person, one at each of those companies, and build a relationship with that person. How do you do that? Comment thoughtfully on their post. Share relevant insights with them. Eventually, ask for 15 minutes chat to learn more about their work. This method I just shared with you has a 30 to 40% success rate. All right. While simply applying to job postings online only works about 2% of the time. Okay. The next strategy is to use the solve a problem approach. Solve a problem approach. Now, what does this mean? Solve a problem approach. Like, what does it mean? You need to find a security professionals posting about challenges that they are facing. And security professionals do this every day. You're going to see them post about the challenges that they're facing. Don't just go online searching for job openings blindly. You want to listen and pay attention to what people are posting about. Spend a few hours researching and creating just a simple solution to the problems that you see people talking about. It could be a spreadsheet. It could be process document. It could even be a curated list of resources. Share it and don't have any expectation. Just share it with them. Little actions like this keep you in front of people's mind. All right. And when opportunities come across, they think about you first. All right. And before I talk about the last strategy for this barrier, we have our challenge coming up very soon. If you are in the US and you are in Canada and you're a citizen and you have a job, but you want to pivot into cybersecurity, that challenge is for you. Okay. If you're a citizen, you are in Canada or you are in the United States, and you want to pivot into cybersecurity, that challenge is for you. It's 5 days where I'm going to be going over everything you've got to know, everything you need to know to get into cybersecurity in 90 days or less. Now, this does not matter if you have technical background or not. If you have IT experience, it does not matter. Okay. As long as you're a citizen of the US or Canada and you've got a job and you want to pivot into cybersecurity, maybe you want to be able to work from home, you want to be able to spend time with the people you love, you want to be able to make a lot of money to take care of your people, those 5 days cybersecurity job challenge will help you great deal. You will learn everything you've got to know to get cybersecurity jobs in 90 days or less. Okay. Back to our conversation. And lastly, you can use the community contribution method. Yes, community contribution method. Like, what does that mean? I know most security guys are not social. Like me, I get bored. I don't go to parties. I don't do all that because I get bored easily. I know a lot of security guys are like that, right? And that's why I tell people I actually enjoy working. I love to work, you know. You will find me on my system most of the time. Even yesterday on a Sunday after church, I was working after church. But as unsociable as most security professionals can be, we still hang out in communities. We hang out in Discord servers, local meetups. We have our professional groups that we meet, right? That we hang out. Find one and become part of them. Okay. Now, don't just become part of them. Don't just join for the sake of networking. You want to contribute genuinely. Okay. Answer questions. AI can help you. All right. Share resources. Be helpful. Hiring managers that I know, they regularly tap these communities when they need talent because they know that's where they get genuine people. Okay. And should I tell you something amazing? These social approaches, they work better when you have less technical experience. You ask me why? Because you're not competing on technical skills. You are showcasing, communication, initiative, and you're showcasing that you're culturally fit. Okay. I usually tell people the cybersecurity job market isn't a meritocracy. You don't get to join in based on merit. No, I can tell you that for free. Instead, it's a tribal community. We're a tribe. And tribes don't admit new members based on skills alone. They admit people they trust and they enjoy being around. So your goal isn't to have the perfect resume. It's to become a trusted community member, okay? Get to know people and let them get to know you. And honestly, the cybersecurity industry does not have skills shortage. No. It has a connection shortage. There are plenty people of capable people who are capable, who could do the work, but they are invisible to hiring managers because they are trapped in the formal application process. And I've also noticed that most people who struggle most to break into cybersecurity, they're usually the ones with the most technical training, but they are the least when it comes to social connection. Meanwhile, people with minimal technical skills, but they've got strong relationship building abilities, they often slide right in because of that social skills. It's like being at a party, right? The person who knows how to have great conversation gets invited to the next event, not the one who can recite the most fact about the wine being served. They don't care about that. But if you can have an interesting conversation, they're going to invite you. It's just normal. People naturally gravitate towards that one person that can carry conversation. Okay. Now, I'm curious, how many of you have tried building relationship with security pros? Maybe in the past, instead of just applying to jobs, you can type yes and you can type not yet. Don't type no. Just type yes that you've built a relationship, all right, or not yet. Not yet means that you will still do it. Okay. And I see some yeses and I see some not yet as well. I see some not yet. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. Now, if you've been doing this, it's just a matter of time before it pays off. And you're not if you are in the not yet category, this is the exact opportunity you need to jump on. Just jump in right now. While everyone else is perfecting their resume, doing all that, you can start building relationships that will lead to job offers. Okay. You need to always remember that your ability to connect with the humans behind the job is what gets you the job, not just your nice certifications, work experience or IT skills. Not that. Let me tell you something that I learned in a movie. I'm seeing a movie right now, Bosch Legacy. You guys will be surprised that I still find time to watch movies. I do. One of the district attorneys said something. She said, "Good lawyers know the law. Great lawyers know the judge." Guys, do you hear that? Good lawyers, they know the law. Great lawyers, they know the judge. So, guys, we've been at this for a while now. We've done almost 1 hour. Okay. So it's time to put everything together. Let's put all that we've learned, let's put it together. Because we have just a few minutes left. So let me quickly go over the 3 real barriers keeping you out of cybersecurity once again. First, I said learning the wrong skills, focusing on technical depth instead of fundamental concept and communication. Number 2, I said getting caught in the experience trap. You've been believing that you need professional experience when you can create your own compelling evidence of capability. And finally, the invisible doors, applying to public job postings instead of building relationships that lead to 80% of roles filled through referrals. Okay. And now, I want to tell you something very important, something I wish many people struggling to land jobs now would know. Okay. See, the cybersecurity industry needs people like you, people who don't fit the traditional mold, people with diverse background and fresh perspectives. The world doesn't need another technical expertise who can't communicate. No, it needs people who can bridge words, who can make security accessible and make it meaningful. I've been in this industry for almost a decade and I've seen it change lives. I've seen single parents go from struggling to support their families to thriving in rewarding careers. I've seen people who thought they were not technical enough discover that their unique backgrounds were actually their superpower. Your background is not a liability, it's your greatest asset. The teacher who can explain complex concept, you can explain it very simply. That retail worker who understands customer psychology, that project manager who understands how to coordinate responses. These skills are gold in cybersecurity. Look, the doors to cybersecurity are not locked, they are just hidden. And now I've given you the keys. I've given you the keys. I want you to stop thinking of yourself as an outsider trying to break in. And I want you to start seeing yourself as the exact kind of person this industry desperately needs because of a truth you're needed. And before I go, I'd like to ask, so I want to know the last 55 minutes was well spent. What is your biggest takeaway from today's session? Drop it in the chat box. I want to see what resonates with you. Okay? So that next session, I know how to prepare. I know what to teach you. Let me know what resonated with you. What did you gain from this? Guys, use the chat box, okay? What is that one thing you're taking away from this session? All right? And let me also know what is that one thing that you will take action on this week. What action are you going to take this week? Good. Keep them coming. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Nice. I see your responses rolling in. And I think we need to do this more often. Guys, what do you think? We need to do this more often. So, this is what we're going to do. Next week, we will tackle another burning question. Same time, same platforms. So, if you know anyone at all who needs to get this type of information, you better link them up. 6-figure salaries in cybersecurity is not a myth. No. And I intend to let you in on all the ways that you can land them. Okay. So, guys, tell as many people as you know who need to be a part of this. Congratulations to you for spending this time with me today because it's been a valuable one. Okay. I'm truly excited to see where your cybersecurity journey takes you. Till we see again next week, I'm rooting for you. And if you've always watched my YouTube video, there's something I do say. I hope I'm leaving you today better than I met you. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye for now.